welcome back to Football Friday. Joined here on the set by the JB, who's going to bring us the Alliance National Bank highlights tonight.
Oh, is that what I'm here for?
I think that's why we brought you up here.
Well, there's a lot of people watching you.
Oh, and a lot of things
all
to talk about.
over Northwest Georgia, down at the depot, in people's homes, everywhere.
So time to crank up the volume if it hasn't been cranked up already.
See it.
Not saying that you guys aren't worth listening to, but this is a different level of.
Yeah,
I think
you take it
it's
to
what
a
I
whole
already say,
another
so.
level.
I do what I can.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Knock it out of the park, JB.
All right. Well, let's start off with our first of the Alliance National Bank highlight show. Murray County at Dalton, a rivalry 56 years in the making, although the Dalton Catamounts have pretty much owned the last 8 years, winning the last 8 meetings. And, well, it's not only been a good 8 years for Dalton, it's been a good week. Shaquan Moore leads the area in rushing with 423 yards to go along with 9 touchdowns. And offensive tackle Watts Dantzler has been offered a scholarship to play at Georgia by Mark Richt earlier this week. But this game was all about the region opener, Murray County at Dalton, Harmon Field. Let's go to those highlights. And it was a pretty great day for football. And if you're an Indians fan hoping for a region upset maybe, first quarter, Striker Brown sacked by number 42, Tyler Timms, for a big loss. 3:28 now to go in the first quarter, 3-yard line. Shaquan Moore in for a touchdown, 7-0 Dalton. 3:11 to go in the first. Dustin Anderson trying to stretch his way for a touchdown, but instead coughs it up, and instead of getting his team a first down, it's first down and 10. Dalton, Jalen Fields recovers. 2:59 to go in the first. Trey back. Look at this. Look at this. 40 yards. Look, they're grabbing at his jersey. They're pulling him down, but he won't go down, and he just goes into the end zone. 14-0 Dalton. That's a top play nominee. 10:02 in the second. Striker Brown. And what can Brown do for you? Look at this. 35-yard touchdown pass, and that is 21-0 to Chaz Thomason. 2:08 to go in the second quarter now. Taylor Patterson now in at quarterback, and he's welcomed to Harmon Field by Toombs Norman. He'd run it all the way. Now, a penalty would actually bring this back just a few yards, so the touchdown would get wiped off, but no problem, because with 43 seconds to go in the second, an interesting play. This is a fumble in the end zone. Trey Beck recovers it for a touchdown, 28-0. 10:28 to go in the third quarter now. Shaquan Moore from 1 yard out runs it in, 35-0, and it was all Dalton in this one. Catamounts win 48-0. Well, Heritage at Southeast Whitfield High School. Now, we all remember what happened last year, the 55-17 win Southeast over Heritage at Heritage. But I think if you're Southeast, you're trying to think about what happened the last 2 weeks, as 21-0 leads getting shut down and moved back, and pretty much all kind of pandemonium that could happen did. Now, last week, Heritage won their first game ever in the 23-0 win over Gordon Lee. So what would happen in this week's game? Well, let's find out at Southeast Whitfield High School. And congratulations to Viana Perez, the homecoming queen for the Raiders. First quarter, Carlos Ojeda from 25 yards out. This makes it a 3-0 Southeast lead. Heritage on offense. Quarterback Austin Allen intercepted by Kevin Sutherland, and he takes it the distance and steps out of bounds. And now with 2:01 to go in the first, Southeast driving Tanner McCutcheon to Jeremy Bishop. And this makes it a 10-0 as he tiptoes in the pylon. Second quarter, Tanner McCutcheon is going to get picked off by Jared McDade. Generals, they take over, but not for very long, because watch number 46, Corey Smith. He sacks Austin Allen, and when you sack him in the end zone, that's a 2-point safety. End of the second quarter now, and if Trey Beck's run is a top play nominee, this is going to challenge it. Look at this. Tanner McCutcheon looking for some help, and he lines us perfectly. It hits Trey Paris. What a great throw that was. This made a 19-0 game, and Southeast wins 29-21. Well, we are just scratching the surface here on the Alliance National Big Highlight Show. We'll have highlights from the Northwest Woodland game later on in the segment, but don't go anywhere, because there's plenty more to come from Football Friday after the break.
Game postponed and moved to Monday.
Yes, here at Christian Heritage.
Here, that's right.
All right, JB, take it away.
Well, we're always on time here for the Alliance National Bank
Absolutely.
Highlight Show. And we start off with a rivalry 56 years in the making. Dalton, who's won their past 8 meetings against rivaled Murray County. A good Catamount week. Shaquan Moore, what numbers he's put up? 423 yards rushing and 9 touchdowns. And offensive tackle Watts Dantzler offered a scholarship to play in Athens at Georgia by Mark Richt. Congratulations. But this week, it was all about the region opener against Murray County. So let's head out to Harmon Field and see who would leave with the bragging rights. Indians fans coming from Chatsworth, and they were ready for maybe an upset. And Striker Brown, we talked about Murray County's defense earlier in the week, and Striker Brown might have agreed with that on this play as he's sacked by number 42, Tyler Timms. 3:28 in the first, 3-yard line. Shaquan Moore in for a touchdown. Catamounts strike first, 7-0. 3:11 to go in the first quarter. Dustin Anderson trying to stretch his way for a first down and instead coughs it up. Jalen Fields recovers. First down and 10, Dalton. Now with 2:59 to go in the first, Trey Beck, look at this. Look at this. They're pulling his pants or jersey down. I don't know. That doesn't look fun. But, hey, it felt fun when he scored. 14-0 Dalton. 10:02 now to go in the second quarter, and it's Striker Brown. And what can Brown do for you? How about a 35-yard touchdown pass to Chaz Thomason? There's a touchdown, and there's a look at our operations manager, Doug Smith, right there. 21-0 Dalton. 2:08 to go in the second quarter now. Taylor Patterson now in at quarterback, and Tombstone says, "Welcome to Harmon Field," and he runs it all the way in for a touchdown. Now a penalty flag would bring it back, but Dalton would take over, and that would be a brawl. I don't think they're complaining because with 43 seconds to go in the second, an interesting play, a fumble that Trey Beck recovers in the end zone, makes it 28-0 Dalton. In the third quarter, Shaquan Moore picking up right where he left off. This makes it 35-0 on his touchdown run. Dalton, they win big, 48-0. Well, for the next game, it's Heritage at Southeast, and last year, 55-17, and Heritage's first year in existence as Southeast walloped them. And of course, we all remember what happened the last 2 weeks. 21-0 lead by Southeast. Ann Model vanished as, you never know what to expect in the second half. And for Southeast, I suppose they look at Heritage and they see how they beat Gordon Lee, shutting them out 23-0 in their first ever school victory. What would happen at Raider Nation tonight? Well, let's find out on Riverbed Road. And congratulations, homecoming Diani Perez, the 2009 Southeast Homecoming Queen. First quarter, Carlos Ojeda, 25-yard field goal, splits the uprights, 3-0 Southeast. Now Heritage on offense. Quarterback Austin Allen intercepted by Kevin Sutherland, and out of bounds. 2:01 to go in the first quarter. Southeast driving. Tanner McCutcheon to Jeremy Bishop. Squiggles his way in, 10-0 Southeast. Second quarter now. Tanner McCutcheon, he's going to be picked off by Jared McDade, and the Generals will take over on downs, but not for very long because watch number 46, Corey Smith. He sacks Austin Allen in the end zone, and that's a safety. 12-0 Southeast. End of the second quarter of Trey Beck's run as a top play nominee. This will challenge that. Tanner McCutcheon looking for some help. Looks like he's throwing it up in desperation, but that's right on target for Trey Paris. This made it a 19-0 game, and Southeast wins 29-21. So congratulations to David Crane. Well, for the next game, it was Northwest hosting Woodland, and after a 32-20 win over Southeast by Northwest, Northwest has lost back-to-back games, but they are back at home, and Wildcats starting and backup quarterback injured earlier in the season, so they were shorthanded to make defensive back Evan Holton would have to move in and play quarterback in their Power T offense. What would Mike Fuller come up in store against the Wildcats? Well, let's head out to Bruin Nation and Tunnel Hill and see for ourselves, and we'll pick this one up with 7:30 to go in the first quarter. A scoreless game until Jordan Darnell takes it 40 yards into the end zone. This would make Northwest up 7-0, and a little celebration there. Still in the first quarter, Woodland lining up in a shotgun formation, and this is a fumble. Woodland would jump on it and recover it. First still in control. Woodland on offense still, but some tough D by Northwest forces a big loss. Northwest trying to run with it now, but not going to get much help. Northwest, they get help though as they win 21-7, so their losing streak is gone. And so is our Alliance National Bank Highlights show, as we are all out of time. But stay tuned, there's plenty more from Football Friday to come, including your phone calls after the break.